Hi, welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd make this quick little video to show. As you can see over here, I have the headlights completely in, all done. And then over here, as you can see, I got one bucket in, all cut out. Here's the other bucket. Oops, I'm losing bolts. All cut out. And as you can see the little white rings. Hold on, let me set this down. See if I can do it with one hand. See that little white dot right there, and that little white dot right there, and that other white dot right there. They actually hit right there, and then right there and right there, and that's what helps to adjust the headlights. So if you cut too deep, the headlight bucket will just fall into the hole, and you won't have no adjustments. So you have to make sure you leave, and as you can see, I actually have right there, you can see the little lip, and then if you look carefully over here, it's hard to see because of no light. I'd have to get a light over here, but you can see they're in the adjustment, and here it is. There's a better view. That actually helps for the adjustment. So if you cut the bucket too deep, just so you know, they're basically garbage. They won't work. So you just have to keep that in mind when you're cutting them out. Cut a little bit at a time, and that's what I did with the first one. The first one kind of steered me of how deep I needed to go, and as you can see, I had to notch right there and right there for this style of headlight right here because of the way they're not rounded like a regular headlight is. And as you can see, there's the regular headlight, there's the LED, it's more square. That's why I had to cut the buckets like I did. If you can find LED headlights that are more like that, you won't have to cut. So just keep that in mind when you're ordering your LED headlights as to what you got to do, whether you get these square ones like I did, or you get the ones that are half rounded like them, like the factory headlights. They will fit right in. But most of your headlight buckets, they're so old and wore out, they have markings on them. So when you're grinding, that actually helps to guide you not to go too deep. You know how deep to go. Same thing with this one over here, and that's what I had to do on every one of them. And then that one there, I needed to go a little deeper. So what I did was I created the notch for clearance. Same thing like I did over here. I cut notches for clearance, so that way I can get the headlight bucket deep in there. And then same thing with this line here. When you're cutting across here on the bottom, I basically followed these two tabs right here, and then basically just went right slightly above them to cut it out. Same thing over here. But when you're cutting, you want to be very careful because the vibration will cause this to break. I had, as you can see right there, I had it break. So I had to take and it broke over here too. And I had to take and, good thing I had a MIG welder. I was able to tack weld them back together. And it's pretty strong, so I'm not worried about it. It should be okay. If not, I'll just have to go to the junkyard and find me another headlight bucket and redo that one again. But just keep that in mind. They're old and rusty, so the vibration can cause them to crack or break. So you want to treat them with caution, but at the same time, they're pretty rigid. And all I used was a body saw right here, the little body saw, Harbor Freight, Central Pneumatic, but you can use whatever brand you want. And then I used my die grinder. The die grinder, basically, I cut a little bit, I marked lines, I cut a little bit like that, and then I took the body saw, and cut across there. I mean, you can do it with a die grinder. I chose to use the body saw. It just made it a whole lot easier, less sparks and less shit flying in my face, or excuse me, less stuff flying in my face. So if you keep that in mind when you're doing it, you won't have any problems. But I thought I'd just make a quick little video. I don't want to make this one too long, and that should help you. That should help you. And then here, let's get this stuff out of the way. I pulled the plugs up, and just so that on the LED, this top wire is your low beam, and then of course your black is the ground, and then this wire over here is supposed to be your high beam on the LEDs. But from your factory plug, this is your low beam, or this is your low beam, and the green is your high beam. So they're backwards for the LEDs, and the LEDs won't work. I mean, they will work, but they'll be backwards. You'll have your high beams on, and your low beams will come on when you flick the switch. I mean, ain't no big deal. You just have a blue light on your dash. But I actually got online and I bought a new plug kit, because you're going to need it if you're going to run all four. Because here's the other problem I ran into too, was this one only has 2 prongs, and this one over here has 3 prongs. And the headlights I bought, both of them have 3 prong. So I just got online, as you can see, made in China. Got on Amazon, bought these, and they're designed to where you can just plug them in. But I am cutting the heads off, and I'll bring you over here to this other side because I've already done this side. And I just wired them up to where, and then I heat shrinked them. Basically, I crimped them together with one of these, and then I heat shrunk it over the top of that to make it watertight. And that basically gave me all the plugs I need for the headlights, so they're all wired in correctly. So the high beam works like the high beam should, and the low beam works like the low beam should. And give you a quick sample of it. Let's see if I got the. Yeah, I gotta go clear to the back of the car. Turn the power on. And the headlights is on. So, as you can see, there they are. And they are on low beam right now. So the center ones right here light up on high beam. But all 3 of these come on high beam. This one here, they call it the angel eye. That's the DRL, which that's what this red light is for, or this red wire right here is for. I got to wire that up separately. I'm gonna put in another switch for the DRLs. Don't know how I'm gonna wire it yet, but I'm gonna wire it on its own switch. But there you go. That basically shows you how to put a set of LED headlights in. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment, and I will answer back on any snags or any problems I ran into to see, help you get in the right direction. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you like it, it helps with the algorithm, so you see more of my videos when I post them up. But please subscribe if you like the video. Thank you.